We have a fantastic topic today, Ishwar. Good evening to you and welcome to NLG Talks. Hope you're doing well today.
Yeah, I'm doing well, Jason. Thank you so much for asking.
Ishwar, we are going to speak on AI driven supply chain resilience. 2019, 2020 was a tough phase in all our lives. We came out strong. So, resilience, the word resilience is so much important in our daily lives. And when we back up with something called as artificial intelligence, which is already making changes or transformative changes in lives around different people around the world. And when we combine it with supply chain resilience, what thoughts come to your mind?
I think it's very relevant question that you have posed,
Hmm.
and what we have experienced. Pandemic is one of case, which happens, I think, once in 100 years or something of the kind.
Yeah.
But disruptions we are witnessing. Even if you take the latest one, the California fires, the
Yes.
latest, the most updated one. So disruptions are going to be there. Only thing is, it's all how we are going to deal with it. And with AI, how it's going to actually empower us, how it's
Hmm.
going to empower the supply chain. If you look at today's entire global scenario, the global landscape, it's rapidly changing, and supply chains are facing increasing disruptions. It could be any form. It could be in terms of geopolitical issues, or it could be natural disasters. Several challenges the businesses are facing. And AI-driven solutions is going to gain the center of attraction, or it will be the nucleus to enhance your resilience, because the data is very much available.
Yeah.
How you are actually going to use the data is what makes it more critical for the organizations. And artificial intelligence is transforming the companies. It's able to help the companies in predicting, in responding, and to adapt to the various kind of disruptions. And the finest example for all of us would be how we dealt with the pandemic, how we overcome those kind of challenges. And it will, I would say, it's going to make these supply chain professionals more smarter in decision making and more agile in their operational structure. Gone are those older days when you go with certain kind of tailor-made processes and everything. Today, what the market demands or the customer demands is more of agility,
Yes.
and at what cost? Even maybe the costs can also come down. So I think AI is going to empower supply chains not only to recover, but also to thrive in the face of uncertainty.
Hmm.
Most importantly, for a supply chain professional is our efficiency. It's going to increase the efficiency, and it will also help you in reducing your risk to ensure that there's a continuity in the complex business world.
Yeah, yeah. So today's discussion is based on AI-driven supply chain resilience, which involves a lot of AI technologies and machine learning. And we have an expert on board today, Sajna Samad, who is going to talk, and we are going to interact much more in depth about this kind of phenomena, which is backed up by AI-driven supply chain. Now, the first question which comes to my mind would be, Sajna, how does artificial intelligence help the prediction part? And one that is one element of the question, because prediction is important, mitigation is also important. So how does AI help in prediction and also mitigate the impact of disruptions?
Actually, one thing which Isha clearly mentioned was that how AI is uh, going to completely change how we operate as professionals, how is going to increase our efficiency. That is one part of it. But there
Right.
is also another part of it, which is all about what you're mentioning, right? How we can help use AI to help predict and mitigate these disruptions, which Ishwar was talking about, like the natural disasters, the pandemics, and the geopolitical situations as well. So when you look at the history of supply chain, this is not the first time, or supply chain is a very unique industry um, which has been spearheading technology adoptions.
Right.
So, but much before any other industry adopts technology, supply chain industries generally adopt these technologies and have been well versed in it. So, when we look at how AI is helping and helping and predicting and mitigating these disruptions, supply chain industries have already are equipped with these capabilities even now, even today. Even though for many of us AI might be a newer concept, for supply chain it's not. So the reason we are hearing more about AI these days is because of the accessibility of data. And as again previously, as Isha mentioned, the accessibility of data, not just internal data but the external data. So internally it could be the sales figures, the procurement, the procurement transactions, the inventory transactions and everything. But the real power comes when we are able to integrate that data along with, for example, real time news reports or social media sentiment, or for example weather patterns. So when AI is able to integrate these massive data sources and then able to identify correlations and trends, that is when the real superpower out of AI comes in, right? Because now AI algorithms can forecast potential disruptions. It can forecast probably a weather disruption in the route of a shipment with greater accuracy. So I'll give you a few examples. One of the example would be an AI system is able to predict a shortage of a specific component used in your manufacturing due to a political unrest which is happening in a key supplier region. And it's not just predict. It is that was the initial stages. Now it is able to tell you what should be your next steps. Should you be diversifying your supply chains? Should you be sourcing materials from multiple locations, or should be you looking at suppliers who have minimal reliance on a single region? So, or it could be like building up inventory to a particular level that these disruptions doesn't have any impact on you, or any other alternative sourcing options. So the power of AI is not just now in predicting but also helping you in making the right kind of decisions to mitigate the impact of these disruptions. So that's how I would say AI is now helping organizations do that.
Yeah. Ishwar, you want to add something here?
Yeah, I endorse Sajna's opinion, and especially when it comes to inventory, to manage your inventory, to avoid scenarios such as overstocking or understocking, uh, and predicting your demand fluctuations, especially when it comes to with reference to potential disruptions which are happening. So we can take examples like oil and gas, logistics industries, or healthcare. Uh, Even during pandemic, how AI had actually helped companies in the region to adjust their logistic and inventory management so that the companies were able to maintain stability, to give continuity, despite whatever the kind of disruptions that were happening globally. So AI is going to enable better decision making, and also it will help you to give faster response.
Yeah.
Maybe today, if you're taking a certain period of time with the help of AI, that time period will be reduced. And AI will enhance you in your resilience and in your agility of the entire supply chain. It can also give you, it can also strengthen your entire nodes of the supply chain, various different nodes in the supply chain. You can realign, or you can redesign, or you can see, like Sajna had also referred that uh, you can do either near shoring, or instead of relying on one particular region or a country, you can cut down the lead times and other things, and ensuring that you overcome all the challenges that's actually posing you as a challenge. Maybe it could be in terms of weather disruptions, natural disasters, or any such kind of a thing. So your efficiency and your effectiveness both will improve. That's what I feel.
Right, right. And Sajna, would you want to share any kind of an AI technologies which is used to monitor these days, which responds to real-time disruptions? And also, if you could provide some case studies for our audience in reference to these adoption rates of used in this kind of scenarios.
Sure. So initially, earlier we were talking about the availability of data these days, right? And uh, I would talk about a bit of those technologies, and then I'll get into the AI part as well. So one of the key elements of data capture is, yes, the transactions definitely, but there are also the IoT sensors, and I believe I read somewhere that even IoT sensors were even the initially when they were invented for the supply chain purposes. So the IoT sensors being embedded in the products, being embedded in the vehicles, the warehouses, and which can provide real time data, be it on location, be it on temperature, or various other critical factors. These sensors are able to collect data which can be used by AI engines and AI algorithms to analyze and predict whatever is the future. So these sensor technologies are extremely important for the AI algorithms to work, because that's where one source of data comes in. Then there is also the blockchain technology, which we have been talking about for a very long period of time, which also provides a secure and transparent record of transactions of product movements throughout the supply chain. And when we talk about supply chain, one of the key challenges we always face is the track and trace of any product, right? So for example, in healthcare, if you want to recall a medicine, it's so complicated because you have no idea which all vendors, which all pharmacies, which all hospitals, which all wholesale distributors, which all retailers. The supply chain is so complex that you don't know where all these particular batch of medicines have been to, so that the recalling is so difficult. But blockchain technology have made it so easier, because bringing the entire supply chain onto one single platform, and now you're able to track from the supplier side to the customer side every single element in the supply chain, to see, okay, where exactly we need to recall these products from, and we can do very targeted recalls as well. This is just an example. So these are different technologies which currently we are using to collect and capture data. But now once the data is there, what's the point? We need information out of it, and that's where machine learning algorithms come in, right? So these learning algorithms can now identify patterns and anomalies in these data sets, such as it can predict unexpected delay in shipments. It can identify, even during a manufacturing process, using machine learning algorithms, we can identify if a specific batch of a product could be of low quality based on the previous experiences, previous quality issues. Okay, for example, a specific batch of sugar. I'm just giving an example of a strawberry jam. So the specific batch of sugar from a specific supplier, a specific strawberry which came from specific supplier from a specific region, and at the same time, when it is being processed in a specific assembly line, we have had quality issues in the past, and now AI is able to predict even before the manufacturing process, in between the manufacturing process. This AI algorithms are able to predict whether this batch will be, of less quality. Probably we should stop the manufacturing and we should restart it. They're able to predict it. So to that accuracy, the machine learning algorithms are now able to use these information to identify patterns, to identify anomalies in the data sets. We have also seen using predictive analytics uh, to forecast potential disruptions with lead times, or even for case of maintenance activities. So some of the use cases we have is like doing predictive maintenance. Rather than waiting for the actual issue to happen, the machine learning algorithms are now able to sense, based on the information it receives from the machines, it is able to now tell you that, okay, this machine will break down in the next 48 hours because of this reason, because of this oil leakage. So please go ahead and fix it. At the same time, it is also able to optimize. So what do I mean by that? For example, let's take the case of maintenance again. You might have a preventive maintenance schedule for 30 days, or for example, a month. Every month you need to change a spare part in your machine, and that's what you've been doing for years. But now the algorithms are able to tell you that probably you don't have to change it every 30 days. You have to only change it every 45 days, because we have seen that it's okay. This system, the machine can still function with the same spare part or same oil within that time period as well. Again, increasing the efficiency of utilization of the machinery or the spare parts, etc. So these are the things which I've seen so far. But one thing which I am seeing now revolutionizing the space is something what we call as AI agents. And uh, so when I give you all of these examples where AI was aiding you with decision making. AI was like was supporting you with decision making. But what the companies like Microsoft, Oracle, Nvidia, and HubSpot, etc., are envisioning is where we have AI agents acting on these decisions. So there was also some conversation where now no longer there will be SaaS or cloud applications. It will be more of AI agents where you prompt the AI uh, agents to do a particular task and they do it for you. Again, for an example, you are a manufacturing unit and you want to understand some of your products which are not very profitable, and you want to see if there are any customers to whom which you can pitch these products. So you can prompt these AI agents saying that, okay, can you please identify the key products which are not very profitable, which I'm manufacturing, but at the same time I have specific from my customer base, you believe that these customers we could pitch these products, and can you send marketing materials for those products to these customers? And AI agents can do that. So AI agents will identify those products, identify those customers, and based on the industry, based on the your history with those customer, all of those information which is internal and external, and then AI agents are now able to even communicate with them, sending them specific marketing collaterals talking about these products. So this is the direction which AI is moving into, and that's the direction which we have been speaking about, where a lot of our tasks will be executed by AI. Definitely, that's a direction which is we are going in, but it's more in the direction of improving the efficiency of the professionals rather than just taking away your job.
Yeah. Ishwar, you want to add something here in terms of improving the
I
efficiency?
think Sajna had comprehensively covered it. Only thing what I would say is, just to add on to that, is now there is no room for reactive kind of an approach. With AI coming in, everything is you're advancing. You're
Yes.
more proactive, well in advance, well prepared for any given situation. So overall, you can see better efficiency in the entire system, which is going to be a global benchmark, I would say, more competitive. Even
Yeah.
where you can't give reasons that okay, something had happened and because of that I'm unable to service my customer. That the business will not spare you. So you can't give some lame duck reasons to the business. So you should be well equipped, and it's more of a proactive approach that you can see in the supply chains. And disruptions will become very normal. Like it's just like a normal thing. Something has happened. It has just happened. It's a new norm. It'll just be normal.
Yeah.
And there is no question about whether you should be adopting AI or not. It's not a question anymore. If you don't, your competition is, and you will be left behind. So yeah, that's so true.
Absolutely. Now, everything changes when there is a real natural disaster. I mean, this is the scenario where it's not in our hands, and natural disasters like wildfires, hurricanes, earthquakes. How does AI and machine learning tools help companies adjust their supply chain strategies in real time when these natural disasters happens.
Now, since we're able to have access to these kind of information, the real-time information which is internal to the organization and external as well, now the companies are using it to adjust their supply chain strategies. Some of the use cases I can talk about is like the most common use case is route optimization, right? For example, the Suez Canal issue, or the wildfire which is happening, or the weather forecasts. The AI algorithms can now analyze real-time traffic data, weather forecasts, and even road closures to tell you how to reroute your shipments to minimize delays. So that's one of the most common use cases which we have seen, where in real time, in seconds, in minutes, you should be able to reroute your shipments, otherwise you will have massive delays, right? So that's one example. The other example is, for example, inventory, the basic inventory one. By monitoring your inventory levels in real time, AI can now identify potential shortages. Until now, we have been doing more like a demand planning, or it could be more of a min max planning or the reorder point planning. Now it's no longer that. AI is now able to identify potential shortages based on the inventory levels, your forecast, how your sales is changing, whether a promotion is coming up. Based on different factors, now the planners are able to utilize AI to identify potential shortages. And also, again, I'm coming to the point of not just identifying, but also mitigating, taking decisions, like, okay, what are the, let's trigger automated replenishment orders. Let's speak to the supplier to identify whether we can have more inventory, or let's identify whether we have to find some new suppliers. So the system is, as AI, it's not just identifying, but it's also helping you mitigate these issues. The other other way AI powered platforms are helping is by facilitating communication and collaboration between different stakeholders in the supply chain, like the suppliers, the logistic providers, and the customers. So these are some of the ways we have seen AI and machine tools help companies adjust their supply chain strategies. But we are also seeing how AI is being utilized to predict new products which should be launched. So if you're a manufacturing company, the AI is now able to predict the customer sentiment, and how probably what's the social media trends, and what's the influencer talking about, and probably this is a new product which I should be looking at and launching it. So these are some of the use cases, I would say. And these AI definitely helps these organizations to minimize the disruptions, maintain customer satisfactions, and also have a better and healthy supply chain in general.
Yeah, Ishwar, I think we have the data coming in with AI in running in the background. We have all the decision-making tools coming in. It is only our reaction time which matters, I believe. The quick, as Sajna Samad, the quick to react, we can solve problems. Ishwar, before winding up the session, your concluding remarks on today's podcast, especially with AI and supply chain resilience.
Thank you, Jason. I mean, it was lovely to hear a lot of use cases and studies and what's happening. Most important thing is still there is a lot of skill gap which is there. So one has to acquire those skill sets which is required, so that you can be at the thick of the things in your profession to propel and take you forward if you want to advance in your career profession. So you'll have to come out of your normal thing and then go and acquire those skills in whichever form. There are a lot of uh, avenues which are available to hone those skills. Maybe even they can associate with NLG Talks as well, because we have been the podcast partners for Dubai AI community, who are offering a several range of learning resources which is available, open resources which is available. That's one. AI is going to be a game changer. We have seen the kind of use cases here, and especially in building resilient supply chains, and it's going to provide business. It's an addition to your toolkit. You're having a stronger toolkit to anticipate your risk, to adapt to your disruptions, to optimize your operations in real time. and AI, by leveraging AI, companies or organizations can achieve greater agility, efficiency, and most importantly, initiatives towards sustainability in
Yes.
an unpredictable world. The future of supply chain resilience, that is the ability to harness the data intelligently, how you're managing your data, inferring insights from the data, driving innovation, which will give you long-term success. So, thank you for giving me the opportunity to join today in this discussion, and looking forward to seeing how AI will continue to reshape the entire supply chain landscape. Thank you so much.
Right. Just 2 minutes left on this podcast. I'll give opportunity for Sajna also to wind up your concluding remarks on today's subject.
First of all, it's a pleasure to be speaking about such a relevant topic on your podcast. So thank you so much for having me here. Um, one thing which I would like to reiterate, one thing which Isha mentioned, the skill gap, right? If many of us, what I've seen is that, like, okay, this is happening. Either we are panicking or we are like, okay, this is not happening. This is a general trend I have seen with professionals. But let's understand this is actually happening. AI is going to be, it's the present and it's going to be the future as well. So it's all about how you are adaptable, how you are agile to adapt with this technology, how much you're open to grow yourself as a person and as a professional, which is extremely important. So try to identify how your profession is going to change. If it's a procurement officer or if it's a supply chain officer, how is your profession being going to impacted by AI, how technology is going to impact it, because it's definitely going to, and see how you can actually be a better professional in that sense, right? How probably you might have to move into a role which is slightly different but leveraging your industry expertise, but you have to be more proactive in that sense, because this is real and this is going to be your future, and it's very near. It's not like in next 10 years or 15 years, it's near. So I don't want to scare anybody, but that's the fact.
So, all supply chain folks out there, if you have not embraced AI, it's high time. Embrace it because it's the present situation where we are undergoing now. And it's, as Sajna said, it's not next 10 years, it's happening now. So, on this note, let's wind up today's session. Thank you, Sajna, for joining NLG Talks and spending so much time with us. Have a great day. Good evening to you, Ishwar, as well.